Alrighty, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Harry Muppet. Welcome back to another Starcraft 2 Daily Masters cast. Getting right into it, getting some beautiful games done, and once again, we've managed to find a ZvZ. We didn't do any for the longest time, and now they seem to be everywhere, which is absolutely awesome. So, let's check out the players. First of all, down the bottom left side of the map is Mr. Sen. He is 27 years of age, from Taiwan, plays for the team Hong Kong Attitude, and before that he was part of Gamma Bears. So this guy, man, plays for some very cool sounding teams. And speaking of cool sounding, his opponent is going to be Mr. Guitarcheese. He is, on the other tab, he is 19 years of age, from the United States, plays for Solaris Gaming. I wonder if Solaris Gaming has anything to do with the actual Solaris computing. I don't know. I do not know. Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it's sponsored by Solaris. I don't like Solaris anyway. I've done a bit of... I'm a software engineering programmer, and yeah, we used to have a fair amount of Solaris machines in our work area. Old though. They've all been chucked out the window though, so we all just use PCs and stuff like that. But yeah, Solaris was apparently really big when, you know, back in the day, whatever it was. So when I started working there, they still had some crumbly old Solaris machines lying around. Anyway, moving on. Let's see, because Sen, we definitely know he is awesome. We've seen him in a few games previously, and I'm very happy with his awesomeness. So getting Link speed, and Guitarcheese is looking very good. I do believe he's a little bit faster, or a little bit. I think he was a little bit slower on the Spore colony, and a little bit faster on getting the Baling Nest or something. Maybe a little bit slower on speed. I don't know. Anyway, I was paying attention to some of that. Oh, the Baling popped out and just popped the wrong way. So definitely got owned. This guy, oh man, he's so fast. Look at him go. Look at him go. I don't think he's going to catch him. Something tells me that he's not going to catch him. But yeah, it doesn't actually look like he's got speed, because his wings aren't nearly as big as his opponent, because this guy's like level 30 or something like that. So yeah, I feel like we need Ultra Zoom already. I feel like there's way too much going on this early in the game. Both players going for Lair. Don't tell me we're going to have Mutaling versus Mutaling. We almost never see that in ZvZ. It's almost always roaches. Somebody just goes for roaches, and the other person's just like, oh crap, I better go for roaches as well. And we never even see mutas, but it does look like the potential for mutas for both players is going to be up. We've got double gas, 4 gas being mined for Sen, 4 gas for Guitar, double Spire coming out, Baneling's coming out. So there we go. It is going to be double Mutaling for these two players, and we will see what happens when the awesomest air tactic in the entire game comes up against the awesomest air tactic in the entire game. I don't know if it's awesome in terms of a realism point of view, because it's the only real air tactic which is actually mainstay play. I mean, alright, you do have like Vikings and stuff like that, and maybe Void Rays as well, but they're sort of supporting units, whereas the Muta is actually a serious main part of the army. It's not a supporting unit like the Viking is. And Void Rays, I mean, you can have mass Void Ray, but they just don't work. They get countered by certain things. And the mutas get countered by certain things as well, but somehow you can still make an army full of them and actually get shit going. But anyway, it looks like it's going to be Ling all over the place here. Ling versus Ling. 27-1 versus 41-1, so Guitarcheese definitely with the larger amount of Lings, but that could change in half of a quarter of an eighth of a second in this game. 39 versus... Yeah, so Sen just built a crap load of Lings. So there we go. It did change that fast. Man, all the Lings getting in, getting a scout. Going to see absolutely everything, which is nothing. They basically saw nothing. Do we have... No, we do not have a scout of the Spire. And where's the Spire over here? Oops. We do have a scout of the Spire. So Sen knows that Guitarcheese has mutas, but Guitarcheese did not know that Sen has mutas. However, oh, look at this. Did I un-ultra zoomed for a second. And here we go. No way he's going to be able to stop this. No way at all. There we go. He's going to lose a ton of Lings if he decides to actually take this hatchery down. But there we go. Does decide to take it down, and his Ling numbers go down the toilet as a result. Meanwhile, attack's going down here, but it does look like Mr. Sen has held this off. It's a very, very nice play, but the counter is coming. And yes, if he cannot deal with this counter, he is going to be in a very, very bad position. He's got to be down. He's got 0 Lings and 9 Mutas versus 31 Lings and 10 Mutas. So he's looking pretty screwed at the moment. It's going to be Muta versus Muta, and the Lings are just going to do whatever the hell they want. So hopefully some reinforcements able to scare them away. It does look like they have, actually. There's Bailing just sort of waddling in after the main army, hoping to crash into some Lings. I don't know if it really did, but I think he got a few of them. And there we go. So Muta versus Muta. Sen might win this battle. It looks like he's going to scare away Guitarcheese, and the Lings still doing a fantastic job. Continuous Lings coming out from Mr. Sen, though, are sort of holding them off, keeping them busy, but a few workers are going down here, which is definitely not good. So yeah, there we go. Finally the Lings go down, and we'll have to see if all of those workers that Sen lost, which only actually turned out to be 4, so yeah, he's looking pretty good at the moment, only losing 4 workers, that massive amount of Lings. And he had no Lings to defend against that, so the reinforcement advantage really paying dividends there, considering he lost so many Lings, killing that 3rd base. And whether or not the 3rd base can make up for those 4 workers, I'm pretty sure it can, but he's not putting it to use right now. He's just putting it to use building units. And so far, where's my army tab? He is ahead, 56. Wait, was he ahead? No, he's behind on the income. He's ahead on the army. Okay, so that's good. Muta's coming in and going to be attacking something here, but he sees the main cloud of Mutas, and he's got to be thinking about getting away, although he does have level 1 armor. These guys have level 1 armor as well, so it's really not going to matter too much. The Lings are fighting Lings over here. Looks like Sen is on the aggressive side, and he's going to be able to scare these guys away. Whether or not he's going to be able to take out this base, I'm not sure. Doesn't look like it. The Mutas are going to dig their teeth in, and meanwhile these guys coming in, but they do get scared away by a Spore Crawler. Managed to snipe 1 Queen though, which is very nice. Another Queen setting herself up to be sniped, but at the last second does move away. And Sen, meanwhile, just continuing to move around. So it's Muta Ling from both players. No real Baneling support though. And maybe that's okay, but it does look like, yeah, the Mutas are getting scared away over here. Bunch more Lings coming in, but they are going to be pushed away. And the income is still favouring Guitarcheese. So yeah, now he's got the base up, so he should be able to push out a little bit harder. Army-wise, it's still favouring Sen, but it's very, very dicey all over the place, and the upgrades are so close. This level 1 weapons coming out. So close for both players. We'll just have to see who can eke out a bit of a victory here. If Sen manages to hold off here and actually take this base out, it doesn't look like Guitarcheese has any of Lings, any sort of ground support. He's really pushing out the Mutas right now. He was going for a ton of workers there as opposed to Lings, and yeah, I don't know if that was a great decision, because he did lose a hatchery once again, and now he is in a pretty bad position, because yeah, there's going to be a lot of macro that's going to be lost. There's going to be a lot of income that's going to be lost. Not a huge amount. He's just putting all these workers back on here, but yeah, should put a bit more workers back on there. But there's still long distance mining. Needs to do something about that. Otherwise, his income is going to start dropping by quite a bit. But regardless, we'll see. Sen continuing to hold that unit gap, and we'll see. Oh, look at this. If they can take this out again, it is just going to be absolutely brutal. But the Mutas are staying fairly close. They're going to help defend this base. You've got a Spore Crawl up there as well to keep Sen's Mutas away. How big is his army now? 27 over 22, and he has Lings as well, whereas Guitarcheese barely building any Lings at all. A couple, but that's pretty much it. And Sen desperately trying to lead this army away from the Spore Crawler, away from everything else, so he can take it one-on-one, because he obviously thinks he has the numbers to take these Mutas out one-on-one, but little does he know that Guitarcheese is actually going for level 2 air weapons a lot faster than Sen is, and Sen is not actually getting it at all. So yeah, it's going to be a hell of a surprise, and the Queen's providing backup support here. Might be enough. These guys going absolutely nuts. The Queen's doing a pretty good job, but the Queens do get taken out by all of the Lings over here. There were a bunch of Lings. They just came out from nowhere, killed the Queens, and suddenly Guitarcheese was like, you know what, I've actually got no Mutas left, and you've got a ton. So the numbers just slowly overwhelming everything, and those Lings on the ground to take out the Queens really, really was an awesome move, because otherwise the Queens could have I don't know, not healed the Mutas, but could have healed the Mutas, could have healed themselves. And the DPS from Queens is quite decent, so it could have been enough to turn it around. But in the end, the Queens went down and the Mutas were just going down as well. So there we go. Great play there, and Mr. Sen taking it out. Looked a little bit close to the end, but managed to get a bit of an advantage, keeping his third base up, whereas Guitarcheese kept letting his go down. And that's it. Game done. Thank you very much for watching this game. I hope you did enjoy it, and I will catch you guys tomorrow with another game. Stay tuned.